guys, and welcome back to my channel. Oh look, it's looking nice and sunny over there. It's a little bit windy today, and that wind is a little bit chilly actually. It's quite early, it's about 8:30, 8:45 in the morning. I've dropped the girls off at school and then I've come straight to the allotment, so hopefully I can crack on with a few bits. I'm going to give you a little updated tour of the allotment. I can't remember when I last did one of them, but I'll link it above, not above, you know, that thing that comes up at the top, and you can have a look at the last update anyway. I'm going to start at the front and show you what is growing, what is not, and any changes and what we got. I'm also going to show you what we've got in the greenhouse. I don't think last time I did a tour I had the greenhouse. It's quite new, so we've got lots of things, as you can see there, starting off in the greenhouse, and then we'll be moved out, and then some other things that will just stay in there as well. So I'm going to walk down to the front of the allotment and show you what we've got going on. Okay, so let's start with this bed again. This is the one that I don't know what half the stuff is. But these borage have done amazing. There's so many of them. I haven't actually picked any. They are edible, and so are the leaves, and they taste like cucumber. And you can use them in a tea, so I might pick some and make a borage tea. But I also have got this chamomile, which these ones have already gone. Oh, they might, I'm just waiting for them to open up. And I did pick a load last night actually, and started drying them, and the ones I dried before I had in a tea last night, and it was lovely. So I've got another chamomile here, and then we've got some Swiss chard here, and then I've got these cannellini beans that I think we're getting. It says to wait for them. Look at that. To turn sort of yellow, and then you can pick them. So that is looking quite good, that one. So you can see like the beans inside. And then we've got this cucamelon, which I thought was done, but I don't know if you can see, there's a little flower there, and where is it? Out there. There's another one growing there, so I'm hoping we'll get a few more off of there if it's not too late. But as I say, we've got some warm weather, so hopefully we'll still get a couple more, because we've only had 3 off of there so far. So yeah, strawberries are starting to put off runners, which is good. So we've got this one coming across here that we've just put stones on to so it's hopefully will take root in the ground. That's what my mum says. I don't know, I've never grown strawberries, but that's what she's done. So you put the stone on, and then hopefully it'll take root into the soil. But there's a few runners coming off of there. There's another one here, and another one coming there. So that's good, because that's what we wanted. So we can have lots of strawberries next year. We've just dug up all the peas out of here. Well, we haven't dug them up. We've cut them down and left the roots in there to get the nitrogen back in the soil. So that's just left like that for the minute. This is my disappointing bed that's not really done anything. My beetroot that just doesn't seem to be growing. Lots of weeds. I've had a few turnips out of here, but some of them like that, not quite, they're not going round, they're just sort of long. But I've had about 4 out of there, which has been nice. We dug up all the carrots because they just weren't doing anything, and they'd gone all woody. So, and then here I planted, I think last month I planted some French breakfast radish, and I did harvest some last night, and Craig's got it in his lunch today. So there's a few more. I'm just waiting just to fatten up a little bit more. But it's just weird how I obviously sowed these all at the same time. These ones are like this, and these ones are just like that. I just don't get it. As I say, nothing grew in this bit here. I sowed stuff twice and it just didn't grow, and I just don't know why. These are our cauliflowers, which I've got high hopes for these. Let's see if I can I've got netting all over it. And they are Brussels sprouts, which are getting taller, so I'm gonna have to move the netting up again soon. But nothing on them just yet. I do keep looking. I'll be surprised one day there'll just be a cauliflower just staring at me. Here are the other cannellini beans. So these were planted a little bit later than ones over the other side that I just showed you. So they're not quite as fat and still very green. So yeah, got a little bit longer with them. And then I've got these radish. Now again, these were sown at the same time as them other radish, and they're just tiny, which isn't a problem. It means we get them at different stages, but hopefully we will get some off of there. Swedes are starting to grow a bit bigger now, and there's some of these were started at home and some of them were started straight in the ground. But why do they keep doing that, sort of growing up? Oh, I can't see, sorry. Up out of the ground a bit more. Our Kohlrabi did that as well, so they sort of grow out of the ground. But yeah, we've got some runner beans. Now I've heard a lot of people didn't do very well with runner beans, but we seem to be getting, once we got going, obviously the rabbits ate them all first, but we seem to be getting a few. We did harvest a load last night. I've got Chloe picking them. So yeah, there's still a few on there. Lots of flowers still as well. So I've got some spring onions here, and some of them I planted straight in, I sowed straight in the ground, and then others I sowed in a like a seed tray and then transplanted them out. So I think the bigger ones are the ones like this one that I started at home and then moved them out. But I really hope that they grow, because I'm looking forward to having them. I have got some in the greenhouse as well, which I'll show you in a minute. Right, we've got some cucumbers, some curly cucumbers, very curly ones. And I'm hoping, see, the leaves are starting to all die off, but there are still new ones starting. I'm just hoping it's not too late for these ones to sort of fatten up a bit. I think I counted there's about 12 on there, but they, you know, some of them look like this. So I'm hoping that they will still grow and it's not too late. So we've had loads and loads of raspberries. So these are the later fruiting ones, sort of autumn-ish. But we did have them all covered over till recently. But yeah, this one. That's my breakfast. But yeah, there's loads, and we've already picked loads off of here already, but there's still lots on there. These are our squashes. Within maybe 3 days, they all just died down. I was here like 3 days ago and they were all big leaves, and then I get here 3 days later and they've literally like just almost just disappeared. I don't really know. So we have got squashes on there. These are butternut squash, but I don't think that they're going to get any bigger now because the plants are sort of died off. And there's like some little diddy ones, and then I planted these little dumpling ones which just didn't seem to do anything, and that's all I've got, none of the others. But again, I don't, you know, it's still growing up here even though these bits are all dead. So we're going to take off all of these sort of dead leaves and hope that it allows these ones to carry on growing and we actually get some more squash off of them. So this is the bed that's got the beetroot and the candy floss kale, and it did start to be turning pink the other day, and I was like, yes. And then this post here blew down in the wind and the rabbits got underneath and ate them. So I've left it and it is starting to grow back. However, I'm not sure whether it will turn pink or not. And then these are the turnips, and then these are the, I think they're called the black Spanish radishes. Potatoes are growing well in the pots, so this is the first time we've grown them in the pots. We've earthed them right up to the top and they're starting to flower already. but these will need to be left, I think, for about 120 days from planting to when we actually harvest them. So this is a new addition to our allotment, is this table and chairs. One of my neighbours was giving it away, so I was like, oh, I'll have it. But we're probably not going to leave it there, although I like it next to the greenhouse there and it's quite a nice place. This gets quite a lot of sun, whereas this bed doesn't. So this bed didn't do very well at all this year, and I think it's because of this big tree. The way the sun comes around there, it creates a lot of shade on here. So we've decided to move the table and chairs, once this is all finished, move the table and chairs over here and then dig out this bed or put lots of pots there, because we think stuff will grow better there than in the bed behind me. And then, so here we've got, these are the French beans, the purple ones. So I harvested a load of these yesterday, which I'm going to have for my dinner tonight. In fact, that one, oh, that just came off. Must have been one. Chloe picked them, so she might have missed a few, but there's lots there. And then we've got a pot up on the end that was sown a little while after these ones, so that should give us a few more. And then I just started off some carrots in this pot here, and this will be moved into the greenhouse when it gets a bit cooler. And I'm hoping, because we didn't do very well with carrots in the ground here, so I'm hoping this will give us a better success rate. Okay, and this is our greenhouse. So let me show you what we've got going on in here. We are getting, well, let me say that this little table thing we found it up the back with a load of other stuff, so we've moved it in here. And we are going to buy some shelves so that everything can be moved up and we can plant a lot more in, because we've used up a lot of the space already. So over here I've got some larkspur, which haven't done anything, and here we've got some kohlrabi. So when these get a bit bigger, they'll be moved outside. These are the purple Vienna ones, because I grew the green ones and then I saw someone growing the purple ones. I was like, they look good, so I got some of them seeds. So I'm hoping it's not too late for them. And then here we've just got a load of salad leaves, lots of different ones in these little pots. This is a kind of cress, I think, yeah, American land cress. This one is something red frills. Let's have a look. Mustard red frills, so that looks kind of cool. And then I think this one's rocket. Yep, so that one's rocket. And then I've got some spinach, so that'll all be cut later for baby leaf spinach. It's grown really well in here. And then these seed trays, I didn't have any compost, so I got some of the soil from outside. The trouble is with that is obviously I got a lot of weeds with it. So these are my leeks, and now normally if you grew these in compost you wouldn't end up with all these weeds. So these were just an experiment, these leeks. I don't know if it's too late, but I decided to give it a go, and I will be moving them outside soon. These are supposed to be violas. These are supposed to be sweet rocket mixed. Now I don't know what they're supposed to look like, so I don't know whether this is the actual plant or if this is a weed, but I think it might be the plant. We'll see. And then this is forget-me-nots again. I'm hoping that this is, I don't know whether it's all weed. That could just be 2 trays of weeds, to be honest. This is my pile of seeds that I'm sowing in September, so you might have watched my video before this. I'm filming these on the same day in case you were wondering, so that's why they're sitting there, so they need to be done. And then down here we've got, you recognise these kind of leaves? I've got some lupins growing, ready to go in my garden next year, and obviously some weeds, because again I didn't have any compost. So, and then these are wallflowers in these smaller pots. So again they'll stay in here over the winter, and then I will move them out in the spring next year. Now these are tomato plants, and these are actually sort of offcuts of my main plants that I had at home. So I picked off 2 large sort of branches and put it in soil, and they've grown, and I've moved them into bigger pots, and I actually have a couple of tomatoes on there. Now I'm not sure if it's going to be too late for them to actually turn red, and I also got some more little flowers, but again I don't know if it's going to be too late. But maybe if they're in the greenhouse and we've got a bit of sun, might be all right. But again, it's a bit of a trial and error thing. I'm just surprised that it grew, really. And then we've got a couple of peppers here, again very late sowings. Mum and Dad sowed them from seeds they got out of their pepper from the supermarket, but again they're in the greenhouse, so we'll see how they go. And then I've got some more, you know, I said I've got some more spring onions. I've got them in this pot here. Now they will stay in here, they're a bit dwindly, but hopefully they will pick up a bit. And these are cornflowers, and I've got some more cornflower seeds and another one of these pots that I'm going to put them in, and then they're going to stay in here over the winter, and then in the summer we're going to put them out on the outside of the greenhouse so it looks all pretty. And then these are some more flower seeds that are not taken so far. I think these are Lupin Russell. These are corn cockles, so these are taken, and these are them Amy. They've not really grown. I'm going to give them another water because I gave them water last night, but they're drying out a bit. So that's what we've got in the greenhouse. So these are our pumpkins. Same thing as the squash, really, in that a lot of it has died down, so all these leaves are going to be cut off. I do have a couple of pumpkins that are about this sort of size. Again, I'm hoping it's not too late. I need them to grow for Halloween, so I don't mind if they stay green, if I'm honest, but I just wanted them a little bit bigger. So we had loads and loads of these sort of male flowers, but then just not many female ones. So I built this for them to grow over, and I'm quite pleased that one of them has. So it starts off here and it grows all the way over, all the way down the other side, and is over here. But again, you know, I've got these little bits here, but then that's about it. Just nothing really. Lovely beautiful flowers on them. And then I did just spot today this one that's gone a bit all over here. I don't know where this was going. I did find this little guy, so I've now got 2, which, you know, is not great considering there's about 8 plants, but it's better than nothing. I've just got a prickle in my finger now. So yeah, hopefully they'll do a bit. They will still keep growing. And I seem to spend a lot of this video going, hopefully this will happen, hopefully. Can you tell that we're newbies? And I've got some more potatoes here. These are a different variety. Don't ask me which one's which, because I can't remember, but we do have it written down somewhere. And then over here by Chloe's pond, we've got a bucket that had some holes drilled in the bottom. I've got some kale growing nicely, and then hopefully, because it's up and up, I'm hoping the rabbits won't eat it. I've already seen 2 rabbits on here today, but yeah, that's the kale.